I'm Sal. Thanks for checking out the video. I'm going to be moving out of my house here in a couple weeks, and before I did, I wanted to do a quick review of the Barina lighting that I installed in here. I got it on Amazon for like 60 bucks or whatever it is. It's an 8-pack of 4-foot lights. I got the 6500 Kelvin color temperature. I think it's a little cool. It's very blue in here. If I could have done it again, I probably would have done the 5000 Kelvin. But other than that, you can see the lighting in here is really good, really strong. I'm super happy with these lights though. I'll show you a few quick before and afters. Then I'll show you how I laid them out. And then finally I'll show you what I'm using as a light switch for these guys, because I have them on a different circuit. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is what we were working with before I installed these lights. It just came with this one like household style dome light, and it's pretty bad in here. There's so many shadows. You can imagine one little, 60 watt, or I guess there's two 60 watt bulbs in there. It's not doing much for a garage of this size. By the way, my garage is 19 by 19, and you can see the walls and ceiling are all finished, so that helps brighten it up a tiny bit more. But yeah, it's really bad. If you turn on the lights to the garage door opener, it makes it a little bit brighter, but it's still not great. So if I come over here and turn on the new LED lights, huge difference. No more shadows. It's like daytime in here. It's funny, I was FaceTiming my girlfriend in here, and it was 9 o'clock at night or whatever, and she's like, "Is it still light there?" And I'm like, "No, I'm actually just in the garage." So it's just funny. Tons and tons of good light, and I'm so happy with it. It's a great before and after. Okay, cool. Next I wanted to show you how I laid these out on the ceiling, and I just decided to do one strip down the center of each of these, I guess, parking spots in here, and then I had one 4-foot strip kind of at the tip of each car. So let's see, if I come over here, you can see there's the strip, and then that kind of, my thought process was that would shine in like under the hood, so if I'm working on a car, it'd be easy to see. And I think for the most part it works. So yeah, I'm super happy with this layout. You can see I tucked all the wiring up into the ceiling, so that really cleaned everything up a little bit. There's no wires hanging. So at the end of each of these, I tucked them up into the ceiling, and it just made everything look a lot more professional in my opinion. Here, wait, let me turn off these other lights here. So yeah, you can see there's a break in the sections right here, and they just mate right up. So there's one there, another one right there, and then yeah, I guess you can see here is the end of this side, and then this one is the end of this side. So all of these are connected together, and then all of these are connected together, and then they all come together with an extension cord and plug into this up here. So this was my solution for how to control these lights. I didn't really want them to be on the same light switch as this or this, because I don't know, sometimes it's late at night, you don't want to turn on all the lights. It's actually kind of nice to just have a little bit of light in here. So what I ended up doing was I bought this, it's like a remote control outlet. So that connection coming out of it is what the lights are connected to. And then you can see it's red right now because it's on. This one is a Utilitech unit. I'll have it linked below. But you can see you can just turn it off and on right here with these two buttons. And the cool thing is, I don't really use this often, but it's actually removable. So I can bring it over here and then turn it off and on. So yeah, this has been working flawlessly. This little thing is battery powered, so I just wrote down what kind of battery it needs on the back here, because I know I'm going to forget at some point. So that's probably the only downside, is this unit is not off of the house electricity or anything like that. It's under battery power. But other than that, I am so happy with these lights. They've been performing great. I've had no issues at all, and like I said earlier, it was just a night and day difference from the lighting that was in here. So yeah, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any other questions about the lighting or how I laid this all out, just ask me in the comments below. I'll try, you know what, I'm gonna go up into the attic and show you as best I can how it's laid out up there. So fortunately for me, my attic access is right here in the garage. So if I come up here, you can see I'm storing some wheels and tires, but let's see if I can find a good one. Oops. This is one of the fixtures. So this is the end of the long line coming from the front. And then the wire comes out and then goes to, this is the one that goes across the front by the hood of the car. So that's just one example of how I drilled through and then came across like that. I just wanted to show you really quickly how easy it is to put these up and kind of remove them if you want to. They're just held in by these little metal clips and it just pops right out. And then the metal clips themselves are held in by just little screws. Because I have a finished ceiling, I used drywall anchors to make sure that they held pretty good. But if you just had like wooden beams, you could just screw right into that, and I wouldn't be worried about it, falling at all. But yeah, the lights themselves are incredibly light, and then once they're hooked up in these things, they're not going anywhere at all. Yeah, I was impressed pleasantly surprised and impressed with how well they got up there and how sturdy they feel once I use those drywall anchors. One last thing I wanted to talk about is planning and how important good planning is to having a good looking lighting setup without a bunch of misplaced holes all over your ceiling. Because, I mean, you can see how precise these need to be so that they fit right at the end of the block with just enough room for the cable to, get fed through. So there was a good amount of planning that went into this. I just had some graph paper, and like I said, I measured out my garage, and it was 19 by 19. So I just had that, went through and said, okay, from the wall it needs to be, 4.5 feet, and then this needs to be this far away from that. And then, yeah, just kind of went from there. That's the only advice I can give with regards to planning is use graph paper because it's helpful in visualizing and also creating pretty accurate measurements. And then when you actually start drilling into your ceiling, measure twice, drill once. I know you've heard that before, but it applies here as well. I only made one mistake when I was doing this, and you can see I drilled just too far close to the wall here. So what I ended up using was they provide these little, I don't even know what you call it, like little covers for the ends of the lights when they're not being daisy chained to another one. So I just used one of those, plugged that hole, and honestly, you would never ever notice it unless it was pointed out to you. But still, I wish I hadn't made any mistakes, but just with the one, it wasn't too bad. So, yep, measure twice, cut once, use graph paper, and you'll be really happy with your results. So yeah, just a quick video here. I just wanted to show you the lights, give you my review. I've had them for about a year, and yeah, they're still going strong. The Utilitech remote outlet still working really well. Haven't had to change the batteries yet for the remote, but overall, super happy with my setup. Super budget with the lights and the remote. It came out to like 80 bucks, so well worth it in my opinion. And like I was starting to say earlier, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll make sure to have the lights as well as the remote linked in the description. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.